Hey guys! Welcome back to Double Dub Fab. I hope you enjoyed the last video. For today's video, we are going to be making kick panels for a C10. If you aren't sure what a kick panel is, lucky for you, I do. A kick panel is located under the door panel. I'll insert a picture right here. We will be using this piece as a template, and we will be replacing this piece with our custom kick panel. I'm gonna have my friend show you guys. Come on in.
So this is the existing piece that we have on the door, the existing kick panel. And we are going to be replacing it with something like this. This is one that I just made. This is another one that I made a while back. I don't know how good I can see that. So yeah, should be pretty cool.
When making one of these kick panels, they are fully customizable. You can do almost anything you want. You could write your name, you could write my name, you could do any design you want. If you have just started bead rolling and you're a beginner, this project is perfect for you. When you're making this, it can be as basic or as complex as you want. But overall, it's just important to know that this is a good thing if you're just starting to bead roll. That's enough talking for me. Let's get into the video and we're going to start customizing and cutting our kick panel. Come on. Oh, and don't forget, safety first. Okay, this is perfect. Last time was a bit scary, so I decided to go with some more protection this time. Let's get started.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So like Miklo was just saying a second ago, today we're going to be building some kick panels or some lower door panels. Right now I'm just cutting out the piece I'm going to be using, and as you can see, I had that carpet panel that was in place on the lower door, and that's what I used to trace onto my metal, and that's the shape that I'm cutting out. So it was pretty easy as far as that goes. Sometimes you gotta start with nothing and make your shape, which can take some time, but fortunately we had that piece, and that sped things along pretty quickly. So now that I have my piece cut out, I'm now just trying to think of a cool design or just a cool pattern and right now what I was thinking with this is I'm gonna do a border around the perimeter and then some type of pattern inside of that. And I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do yet, but cross that bridge when I get there. And the cool thing about these panels is that you can basically do any shape you want. You can put a Chevy sign, a Ford sign, anything. The possibilities are endless, you know, it just depends how creative you want to get. And you could even do holes for speakers or, you know, some 6.5, 6x9s, anything like that. It just depends what you want to do. But so right here, I'm just using my speed square, and I think, you know, I'm doing like I think like a 10-degree angle or like something like that. And I'm just making some marks on either side of those lines on that angled line that I made. And that space I scribbled out, that's going to be just like negative space, you know, it's going to be, I'm not going to touch that at all. And I just make that squiggly line just to cross out that line basically, so I don't accidentally run the bead roller across it. And then I just took a round piece of metal and I rounded off all the edges. Just think the round edges are a little better than just having some hard 90s or hard 45s or and here once again I'm setting up my step dies 1/4 inch apart from ridge to ridge, meaning the step that I'm going to be putting in the pieces is going to be a 1/4 inch from the highest point to the lowest point, if that makes any sense at all. So one thing to note when bead rolling anything, the more passes you take to do something, the better it is on the metal as far as distortion. So meaning if I just put my piece in there and crank it all the way down as hard as I can with that little lever, yeah, sure, I can do it in one pass, but I'm gonna have a lot more distortion than if I were to do it with a couple passes and gradually adding pressure to the piece. And you can see the waviness in that piece already. You know, I think on all these lines that I'm doing, I think I'm doing like 2 passes on everything, so it's still pretty aggressive, but I'm just trying to get it done. And as far as that waviness goes, I do have a tool that will help compensate for that, and it'll kind of take that distortion out of it, and I'll show that here in a sec. And at this point, I mean, if you're satisfied with that, you could actually weld that piece in and be done, right? But I'm not done with it yet. I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple more design features in there and, you know, make it look a little cooler than that. But you very well could use it like that if you wanted to, and it still look pretty cool. And again, you could weld that in. The way I'm choosing to do it is it's going to be a bolt-in piece, so I am going to add some holes, and that's what I'm doing right now, is finding my center lines and finding where I'm going to make the holes for mounting. And so right here, I'm getting ready to use that tool I'm talking about. It's called the Creator Maker, and I'll let Miklo go ahead and tell you guys about that. He's a pretty knowledgeable little guy.
The tool we are going to be using right now is called the Creator Maker. We purchased this Creator Maker from a company known as HammerFab. They're super cool. I go check them out. HammerFab sponsor us. Something useful to know about a Creator Maker is not only does it get rid of distortion in the metal caused from bead rolling, but it also adds pizzazz to your metal and, in this case, to your kick panels. And everyone loves some pizzazz.
So there's a closer look at that Creator Maker. And it's a pretty simple tool to use. You just drill your hole to the diameter of the fastener that's included with that Creator Maker. Then you just sandwich your material between that tool and you crank it down. And again, it really eliminates a lot of the distortion in the metal. Plus it looks really cool, like I said. And the reason it's helping eliminate that distortion is because when you crank that piece down, it pulls a portion of the metal up to it. It gives the metal some space to relax, because when you bead roll it, you're just adding a lot of tension into the metal. You're kind of compressing all the metal together, and yeah, that kind of gives it some space to move, if that makes any sense. So now I'm getting ready to use a bead roll die. I'm gonna put a groove around the perimeter of this panel. This is also gonna help with the waviness of the piece, and plus it's gonna look pretty cool as well. And if you guys have any questions on any tools I'm using, or why it is that I'm doing some of the things I'm doing, or anything at all, feel free to comment. So right here I'm making some lines just to kind of make a reference point to where I'm starting and stopping on these lines. And I'm not going to be perfect with it. Sometimes I go a little bit past the line, or I stop a little bit shy of the line, but And again, it's the same thing with bead rolling these grooves into the piece. The more passes you take, the less distortion and the better it's going to come out. But again, I think I'm doing these in 2 passes, so not really practicing what I'm preaching, you know. So I also have a cool little tip on kind of finishing out these bead rolls. When making these grooves with these dies, the lines are kind of left open-ended, like there's no close to the lines, if that makes sense. Like the grooves are basically, the lines never meet with each other, if that makes sense. I have a cool little tip to fix that. So what you do is, if you have an old hole punch set like this one, you basically would find the hole punch that is closest to the width of the groove that you're putting in your piece, and you just grind down half of that circle as I showed right there, and then you're just gonna basically line that up with the end of those lines and pound it down with the hammer, and you'll close the edge off, as you can see right there. And it just gives it a lot better, like a more finished look. Whereas without doing this, the lines just kind of stop there and it just doesn't really look finished. It's a little hard to get the piece lined up, but it's not impossible. And if you take a look right there, like I said, now you can see that rounded off end where the lines kind of close off now, and like I said, it gives it a lot more of a finished look, and it looks a lot cooler. And you can see I still have a little bit of waviness to it, but it's a lot straighter than it was before. So there you have it. A nice cool piece to put on your lower door panel. And this is the pattern I chose to make, but again, you can do whatever you want to do on your piece.
Okay everybody, that's a wrap on this video. If you have any questions, any suggestions, don't be afraid to comment it down below. We have a goal. We want to reach at least 500 subscribers by the end of this year. Let's make it happen. If you're watching this now, don't be afraid to comment and subscribe. Leave a like. It helps us out. We'd really appreciate it.